The cupcake game of the year that Tennessee's going to be warming up for Pitt for. Obviously, I'm very excited for that matchup, obviously, and then obviously moving more into the season with the tough schedule that Tennessee has. But Ball State is what Ball State is. It's going to be an easy game that Tennessee should win by 30 points, but you have to make sure that you're doing all the simple things right. I mean, you can't be fumbling the snaps on the first play of the game. You can't be, missing easy out routes. You can't be missing easy block assignments, stuff like that. And that's what I'm going to be looking for. You want Tennessee to win, but you also want them to win solidly. It doesn't need to be a 20-point game. This needs to be a 50-point game. If Tennessee's truly going to be going for 9 wins, shooting for 10 wins this season, like they say they want to, then they got to beat the Ball States convincingly, and then they got to go into Pittsburgh prepared, ready, with who's going to play for Bru McCoy if such things happen. Who's going to be our running backs for this if Jalen Wright can't get healthy? And those are all the things you kind of have to look at right now, monitor and solve, I guess, going into week 2.
What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, probably number one, the stadium renovations. What the Jumbotron in North End Zone looks like.
The party area.
The party deck, all of the new stuff I haven't seen. What the Vol letters look like lit up. But in seriousness, I mean, again, there's probably only so much you can glean. Everything Ethan said is accurate. Wanting to see the status quo. I think probably the one thing from a personnel standpoint I'll be interested to see is what that left tackle rotation looks like. They've said they're going to play both guys Jeremiah Crawford could be the starter, and they're probably going to play both guys in this game because it's Ball State, and we don't expect it to be competitive. How quickly do they rotate? How often do they rotate? What's the snap discrepancy look like between Gerald Mincy and Jeremiah Crawford? That's probably, I think, the number one most interesting thing for me because everything else, we expect the game not to be competitive. I feel like we have a pretty good idea on a lot of the position battles at this point. But the left tackle spot, it's kind of been up in the air. The only real indication we've gotten is what Heupel said, that they're going to play both guys, and the fact that it's still at left tackle. They don't feel like they need to move Darnell right back, which was certainly a good sign. But that's going to be the one I'm going to be watching.
Ryan, how's the secondary looking? I'm just wondering who's the leaders right now, I guess, there.
Yeah, I think Tamarion McDonald is going to start at the star spot, and I think it'll probably be Haddon and Burrell to start the season. I think we talked about this one of the last 2 weeks, Chase. I'd be one of my bold predictions. I think Christian Charles might start over Warren Burrell by the middle of the season, but I don't think that'll be the case. Week 1, and I wrote a piece yesterday, 3 reasons why Tennessee could overachieve this season. I'm going to write one today, 3 reasons why Tennessee can underachieve and peek behind the curtain. One of those will be, the secondary just isn't. It just falls out for the secondary. I mean, the depth has been better. They look good. There's promising pieces, but at the same time, there aren't a whole lot of guys in that room we've seen play at a high level. And I think it really is, a possibility that the secondary is just bad. I mean, it's what it was in the Kentucky game. It's what it was in the Purdue game, and even probably more than the left tackle spot. I think that's probably the biggest question. Or when you look at the questions on this team, if the answers are bad, I think that one could probably have the worst result for Tennessee in the long term.
Interesting. Pivoting to baseball for a second, Ryan, when you look at the summers that a lot of guys have had, Hunter Ensley, Logan Chambers, Hollis Fanning, who popped the most to you this summer, and someone that you would not be surprised to have kind of a breakout year going to next year that Tennessee fans don't really know about yet?
Yeah, Logan Chambers is one that stands out because he was really good in the fall last year too. I mean, he's been really good every time we've seen him, besides in the season when he wasn't good and didn't play. And I can almost see it kind of being a Jarrell Ortega 2.0 situation where Ortega came in, there was a ton of buzz about him. He lost the starting job and couldn't gain any traction his first year. Comes back second year and is really, really good. So I could see that. And another one, and his numbers weren't phenomenal, but Wyatt Evans had some impressive stretches in the Cape Cod League and was really good there. And I think he's probably as talented.